On the Bobcat Sports Network from Learfield, this is Cat Chat with head football coach Brent Vigen. Brought to you by Buffalo Wild Wings, the official home of Cat Chat, every Wednesday night at 6:30. Now, here's your host, the voice of the Bobcats, Keaton Gillogly.
Hello. How are we doing? We are live from Buffalo Wild Wings for Cat Chat. We've got Jack Frost nipping at our nose around Bozeman these days. Got another big crowd here at Buffalo Wild Wings as the Bobcats remain on the road this week at Northern Colorado. Crossover season is beginning. Basketball is around the corner. Volleyball is battling for first place. And Montana State is on the road at Northern Colorado after the win against Cal Poly. And then finally home for the final two regular season games of the year. All right, first and foremost, our player guests a little bit later today will be nickel Tayden Gray joining us and former Gallatin Raptor Ryland Schlepp. So those will be our two player guests today that we'll talk to in just a little bit. But first, now we say hello to head coach Brent Vigen. Coach, how we doing? How we feeling?
Great. It's great to be back here on a Wednesday night in front of our fans and all those people listening out there. We continue to move this season along. It's hard to believe it's going to be November on Saturday, but that's where we're at, and exciting to see this team continue to evolve as the season's gone along, and we got some big games and some great football ahead of us.
Yeah, just overall, so October is done. We'll open up November. You've kind of touched on it, but just in general, how you feeling about this team now that you're through the 2 full months and we're into this stretch run now officially starting on Saturday?
I think we keep getting better. We're a pretty healthy football team right now. Not everybody can say that. And I think we have some improvement left in front of us for sure. And we're going to need it. Our best football has to be out in front of us yet. I know we have a really good test going down in Northern Colorado this week. I think going to Cal Poly last week against a very much improved Mustang team and coming out on the right side was important, and now another step against a program that continues to do things better and better. Even as the weeks go on this particular season.
Yeah, it definitely feels like we've got a couple of good programs in the Big Sky. We can see them improving as well, and Northern Colorado will be one of those. We talked about Cal Poly, but we should dive into that game a little bit. So now really the last two games, we had Adam Jones here at home against Idaho State, racking up 170-plus on the ground. This last week it was Julius Davis's turn in the spotlight with a career-high 175 yards. Yes, fine performance. Scored a touchdown on the ground as well where he ran over a linebacker. Boy, he was elusive, hurtling, physical. He really had it all this week.
Yeah, and the initial credit goes to the guys up front. I think for the last several games now, we've just gotten better and better up front in covering guys up and allowing Adam and Julius and Adam these opportunities. And then what they do with it is, the unblocked guy, the guy at the second level, maybe the third level, their ability to make them miss is showing up more and more. And Julius had more of those opportunities in this game. He was running hot, and it could be that way in any particular game where it's one or the other or both of them. And we're just excited to have them both, and the unselfish nature that they both bring to this team, how they support one another is something to behold. Because the two-headed monster that we have in those two. I like the way that looks, and that's what we want, much more than having one guy have to carry the load.
Yeah, well, and even beyond those guys, we got to see Jared White score his first touchdown of the year. Yeah, a special moment for him. How about this? 5 of his last 6 catches in his career have been touchdown catches. Pretty impressive stuff. He's continued to find a way into the end zone, and a guy that, is kind of down to the bottom of the depth chart, but certainly we all know how talented of a back he is. He had such a great freshman year. Awesome to see him get into the end zone this week.
Yeah, and, I just really appreciate Jared's attitude of staying positive, staying ready, and when those opportunities present themselves, they might be few and far between, but I better do what I can with them, and he certainly did that against Cal Poly. And his receiving skills since he's been here have always been, exceptional. And that was a good route. As the way it goes. That's not a route that's been through on that particular concept all week. So it's good on Justin seeing them cut Jared loose, and good for Jared to be able to make that play and again be ready for that moment. So. His time will continue to come. Those opportunities for both he and Colson behind Adam and Julius, and I think we count on those guys, and they don't know when that opportunity is going to present itself necessarily, but it's great to have them all in that running back room.
Yeah, we did see Dylan Rollins get onto the field a little bit more. He was wearing number 95. So if you're watching the game and you're like, who's that guy without the nameplate on the back of his jersey and he's wearing number 5? That was Dylan Rollins. Saw Lubin Valson continue to get in the game, but cool to see Dylan Rollins getting in there and mixing things up a little bit.
Yeah, with Hunter Provience not really being ready to go the last couple games, and us still wanting to run 3 tight end sets, that was the answer to put Dylan in that role, put him in an eligible number, wearing 95 versus his normal 63. That allows us to keep running our offense. And Dylan's a guy again waiting in the wings in his own right in the offensive line. So to get him on the field a little bit and get him exposed to some opportunities is something that we want to be able to do. And ideally Hunter's back at full strength here. Maybe even this week, and maybe that'll go away. Maybe it won't. Maybe now, you look at Dylan's earned himself a role at the same time, and that's what you want, guys, to get those opportunities on the field, show they can do it, and we can just play more and more guys.
Right. Well, and Lubin Valson is another guy like that. We saw him in that fullback spot down in the end zone as well. It was cool to see him continue to keep biting more off week after week.
Yeah. So essentially, Lubin's has been able to find a niche. How many times those opportunities, those plays, those situations present themselves, you don't know. But he's been able to get in there in some short yardage stuff, and he's certainly capable. And ultimately, he's a guy that we'd love to get the ball in his hands a little bit because he can really go after the catch. So hopefully his role can continue to expand. There's only so many guys we can put out there at the same time, but the more and more guys, like I said, that we can play and have key roles, the better off we're going to be.
Yeah. One of the big plays in this game as well was the Jabez Woods kickoff return that helped set up a shorter touchdown drive. Nice to see him. We know how elusive he can be. That was a really key point in this game. One thing I wanted to ask you about that, and you kind of alluded to it in your press conference on Monday, that you guys tried a little bit of a unique kick return scheme in that moment. For fans who maybe when we're watching the kickoff, it all just looks the same every time, how nuanced are some of those kickoff return schemes, and how much are you guys actually varying those week to week and return to return?
Well, I think the biggest difference is if you're trying to return into the short side of the field or the wide side. And typically speaking, the short side is the quicker way to go. And for the most part, the ball gets kicked outside the hash. Shortest distance between 2 points is a straight line. So, in each game, we probably go in with 2 variations, and, the opportunities that you get in the kickoff game are pretty limited. And, once you show your hand, so to speak, they can immediately look at it, they being the opposing team, dissect it, and then you want to have a counter to that, I guess. So whichever way you start, do you have the opportunity to go the other direction, so to speak? And it doesn't mean we're going to do that every game, but we certainly have that ability. And we'd gone to the short side a couple times previous. Didn't know if we'd get another opportunity, and we fortunately got it at that time, and we really executed that return to the field.
Well, it was a big point in that game after Cal Poly had scored scored 2 quick touchdowns there in the fourth quarter. We had 28 combined points in that fourth quarter, so got interesting down the stretch. One of the other guys I want to ask you about is Tayden Gray, since we're going to talk to him here in just a little bit. He has kind of an interesting high school story where he really only played 1 game his senior year. He was ruled ineligible with a transfer. But when you do think back to recruiting Tayden and now where he's at now, such a stalwart in the defense, what was that like, just trying to sift through things when he really wasn't playing a senior year and then ultimately deciding to have him come here?
Yeah, the talent evaluation was based off of junior film and even workout film, if I remember correctly, from the spring of his junior year. I'm sure there was some 7-on-7 thrown in there. And we anticipated being able to see him as a senior, and obviously it didn't play out that way. But I think we felt like here's a really talented guy that's slipping through the cracks, and his story was pretty simple. That transfer from a small school to a private school, I think, was well-intentioned for him. Why those things get blocked in some cases and they don't in others, why he felt like he and his family felt like that was going to be a good thing. I'm sure they were told it was going to be. It had nothing to do with the type of student or anything that he was. It was just simply the transfer, and someone didn't like it on the other side and reported it. And, there's a young man that was left without a senior year essentially. But, he was really hungry at the same time for an opportunity. And, we were on a short list of schools that kind of stuck with him. And I think he appreciated that. And, again, I think his talent, his potential, and his hunger is what stood out, to our staff in the recruiting process, and thankfully we got him.
Well, it's good that we do have him here, and I'm sure that was really difficult for him not having a senior year. We'll talk to him about that a little bit later. But first, we're going to take a break. There was some news today. The 2026 schedule is out now as well. Also, the master plan has been updated around the football stadium and around campus, so we'll talk about some of that and more in just a bit. But first, we're taking a break. We're live from Buffalo Wild Wings. This is Cat Chat, presented by Learfield.
Hey, Bobcat fans. Want to make a real difference in the lives of Montana State student-athletes? The Bobcat Collective is your chance to do just that. By joining as a member or becoming a business partner, you're directly supporting our athletes through NIL opportunities, helping them succeed both on and off the field. Whether you're an individual looking to become a member or a business ready to partner with us, every contribution empowers our Bobcats to reach their full potential. Visit BobcatCollective.com to learn more and sign up today. Together, we can elevate our athletes and the entire Bobcat community. Go Cats, go!
Montana holds some of the greatest hunting in the country, and much of that occurs on private land. Access to private land is a key part of hunting and wildlife management, but that access is at risk with every gate left open, piece of litter left behind, or torn up ag field from someone driving where they weren't allowed. As hunters and guests in Montana, we must do better. Get familiar with Montana's block management program and follow the rules for every block management area you hunt, because we either do better or we'll lose access. It's that simple. It's up to us. Respect access, protect the hunt.
At Manhattan Plumbing and Heating, we are committed to being your trusted source for all your plumbing, heating, and cooling needs in Gallatin County. Proudly locally owned and operated, our skilled team has been providing exceptional service and expertise for over 2 decades. Whether service or new construction, we provide quality solutions for your home or business. If you need urgent plumbing repairs, efficient heating or cooling solutions, Manhattan Plumbing and Heating is here to help. Call us today at 406-284-4133 to learn why we are the area's most trusted and reliable choice. And go Cats!
With friendly customer service and an outstanding location near Montana State University and the base of the Bridger Mountain Range, Country Inn & Suites by Radisson is the perfect place to begin your Bozeman adventure. Country Inn & Suites offers a hot and delicious Be Our Guest breakfast buffet each morning. Free Wi-Fi is available throughout the property, and we have a business center and meeting rooms. Our indoor pool and hot tub is a great way to relax after a day of fun, and the on-site fitness center will keep your workout goals on track. We have spacious king and double queen suites with a full-size sleeper sofa available, and every room in Country Inn & Suites is smoke-free. Reserve your room today.
The air was thick with desire as he said those 23 magic words every woman longs to hear. Buffalo Wild Wings Go will give you 10 free boneless wings when you spend $15 or more and use promo code GOBONELESS. Say it again, she begged. He indulged. Buffalo Wild Wings Go will give... Okay, I need a break. This novel's got me sweating and hungry. Buffalo Wild Wings. Let's go sports bar.
At participating locations for a limited time only when you order in the BWW web or app.
Debilitating joint pain can keep you from doing the things you love most. At Bozeman Health Spine and Joint Institute, we take a holistic approach to your orthopedic surgery, combining state-of-the-art orthopedic capabilities with whole health optimization. We'll work with you to identify and address any medical issues prior to your surgery. Our optimized health approach ensures your surgery is just the beginning of a new, pain-free life. Explore more at bozemanhealth.org/SJI.
We are back live at Buffalo Wild Wings for Cat Chat. Keaton Gillogly alongside head coach Brent Vigen as we get set for the Bobcats to head out to Greeley, Colorado, and match up against Northern Colorado. And then actually men's basketball is in Boulder, Colorado on Monday night at 7 p.m. to open up their season. So we'll be over there. You can tune into the call starting at 6:30. And the women have an exhibition again tomorrow night. And their first game, their home opener, their season opener, is against Carroll College next Tuesday at 7 o'clock. So that's what we've got coming up. And next week as well, Friday, November 7th, is the Brawl of the Wild for volleyball over at Brick Breeden Fieldhouse leading into the Weber State game. So we got a lot coming up and a lot going on, but we have a lot to look forward to as well. And, Coach, we've got the 2026 schedule out now. So this will be the first 9-game schedule in the Big Sky, which means Utah Tech will be the opener for Montana State on August 29th at Utah Tech. It'll be 5 road games, 4 home games in the Big Sky, and then that flips each year. So getting our first look at that 9-game conference schedule. Kind of some of your first impressions of how it shakes out.
Well, I think with the opportunity to go to a 12-game schedule regularly, that was the first piece. I think the challenge in scheduling non-conference games, certainly created this topic of going to a 9-game conference schedule. And I think part of this discussion too is we're bringing in Utah Tech and Southern Utah, who many people were scheduling in the non-conference. So I think it all added up to that this was a decision that collectively the members of the conference, I think, all felt like made sense. There wasn't a lot of pushback. I know the alternating 4 home and 5 road, or vice versa, is just the way it is. You can balance out the rest of your schedule with those remaining 3 games, and I think we'll do the best we can to certainly have 6 and even in some years have 7 home games still. The week 0 piece is the way it is. Again, Utah Tech and Southern Utah were on so many schedules for the coming years. They had to work through that and slotting everybody to make it have it made sense. We had to utilize that week 0 year. I think it's maybe the first couple years. I know for sure, obviously, it's next year. So it'll be a hot day again in St. George when we open up next August. But I think it's good for the league. I think it's certainly good for the scheduler, who is our athletic director, Leon Costello. I know that, and we'll still have those 3 games in the non-conference that will certainly do the best we can to bring opponents here and to go play people on the road and all that. So, it's scheduling, again, challenging. So we check that box to make that a little bit less complicated.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. Gold Rush will be September 5th here against Butler. Then it's September 12th at Nevada, and September 19th against Central Connecticut State here before the Big Sky season gets going. Final question about that, too, was just how much was the conference soliciting information and some background from you and the coaches around the Big Sky on what you guys wanted to see and just if this was going to all work?
I think any of those decisions, they do a good job of getting information. If not through the athletic directors, then directly to us, just trying to poke holes in anything that's new. I know this isn't just a one-year schedule model they're setting up. It's a 6-year model, and that's a lot of sorting out. And I know with this new model, the other thing with the nine games now is we'll have 3 dedicated every year opponents as well. I think that's an improvement above the 2. I think they certainly asked for our input. Not that we're making the decisions, but they certainly respect the opinions of the football coaches.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's exciting. Always exciting to get that next year's schedule out a little bit, and just want to make sure we touched on that. And also this afternoon, they did announce a new addition to the next kind of phase of the master plan. There's a lot in it. There's a lot going on, including some improvements and expansion to Bobcat Stadium as well. So a lot coming up all to that. Probably too much to just sit here and list through. It was like a 20-page document. But at least from your perspective, some of the improvements and expansion of Bobcat Stadium, what are you seeing and what's got you excited?
Well, I just appreciate we're at a stage where we've done a lot of things off the last facility master plan. So we've checked a lot of those things off and not be just content with that. Continue to reset the vision. And I know the stadium is a big piece to that, increasing the fan experience, getting more seats, getting more fans. I'm all for that. And, I think we're at that point where we're continuing to sell out and we're, 120% of capacity. I think that's a strong statement that we need more seats. And, I love the fact that increasing the fan experience is at the paramount of this thought process. This isn't about football players, football coaches. It's about a football program and its fans, and excited for that to continue to work through. But I know it's at the top of the list as far as priorities for the athletic department, and that's exciting.
Yeah, always exciting. So we got some of our first renderings. I'm sure what really comes out will look a little bit different, but at least exciting to get some renderings and know that it's all in the works. All right, before we talk to our players, there was 2 other small things I wanted to ask you about. I got a question about this. Caden and Taco Dollar both have just Dollar on the back of their jerseys. Do they have to have their actual initials? Would Taco have to put M for McLean, or was there any conversation, or is this just one of those things that we're looking too deeply and we caught?
Oh, you're maybe looking a little too deep. I think the intention was to have first initials for all those guys that double up names. we have a couple guys with the last name Johnson.
Right.
They're not related. They have they're clearly marked. We have a couple guys with the last name Carr, and so on and so forth. And somehow, I think they got word to someone that they just wanted to be Dowlers, and that was one of those things. That was the week of the Oregon game. That was when we got our white jerseys back with the nameplates, and where there was kind of no turning back. And I think so moving forward, I would probably give the guys with the same last name the choice. And I have no idea what was behind their thinking of just wanting to be identified that way, and so be it. I looked into it a little bit more after that, and the NFL at some point, it was actually when the big Kyle Brady went to the Patriots to play with Tom Brady. That's when the NFL changed its policy. They would have had to sell a lot of new jerseys that said T. Brady at that point. So if they can have the choice, I guess, in the NFL, we can give them a choice, and that's probably what we'll do moving forward.
All right, there we go. That is an informative answer. All right, I got one more kind of 30,000-foot topic that was kind of rummaging around my brain here. Was just it stays on some of the NFL stuff. When the scouts are talking to you and as they're doing some of their evaluation, how much are they evaluating or communicating what it's like for them to watch players in the FCS versus players who are playing at the higher levels? Like, how much are they valuing the competition that some of these guys are playing against? When you have guys here who are probably good enough to go to the league, how much do they communicate about what it's like for them to watch against, maybe the guys they're going against are not going to be NFL prospects. So I don't know if you have any insight on that.
Oh, I think they have to sort it out just like we have to sort out the different levels of high school recruits. Yeah. I think the lower level you go, again, whether that's college or high school, the more you have to stand out and dominate, the more you have to maybe bring some, particular attributes, size, speed, those things to the table. But I do, though, at least for us, those scouts thoroughly, investigate our guys in every which way. And I think there is something to playing in a program like ours that's going to play in big games. There is going to be a lot of expectations. So, what we maybe make up or lose again a little bit maybe in the competition piece and how it's viewed, we certainly make up for it, with the expectations of this program, the development that we've shown, the guys that have gone on and have success. So it's all beauty's in the eye of the beholder, I guess. And, again, no different, college to pro, high school to college. We have to do the best we can to evaluate, and they're trying to do the same thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's good stuff. I was curious about it, and that definitely helps bring in some more information and light. All right. Up next, we're going to talk to some of our player guests. We've got Tayden Gray joining the show coming up in just a bit. But first, we're taking a break. We're live from Buffalo Wild Wings. This is Cat Chat, presented by Learfield.
At Montana State University, students shape signature experiences that take them across the state and into local communities. MSU is dedicated to its land-grant mission, integrating transformational learning, discovery, and service that improves lives. You'll find our students teaching across Montana, conducting research in the heart of Yellowstone National Park, or even creating small shelter prototypes to address homelessness. Montana State University. Think outside.
Ready to build your brand? Think Inc. outside the box for your complete branding solutions. Located in Bozeman, Montana, we offer a full print shop for banners, signs, wraps, trade show booths and graphics, promotional products, and much more. If you can think it, we can ink it. We are a proud supporter and corporate sponsor of the MSU Bobcats. Like us on Facebook to see some of our cat wraps. Ready to build your brand? Think Inc. and call us at 406-922-6462 or visit us on the web at inkoutside.com.
Quitting smoking, vaping, or chew isn't easy because nicotine is extremely addictive. Plus, everyone's different. What worked for me may not work for you. That's where Quit Now Montana comes in. And it's free. You get a quit coach and a custom quit plan tailored to you, including free nicotine replacement therapy, patches, gum, or lozenges. Bottom line, Quit Now Montana works. Time to make it work for you. Call 1-800-QUIT-NOW or go to quitnowmontana.com to get started today. Montana Department of Public Health and Human Services.
At Jersey Mike's, watching them freshly slice the meat and cheese for my sub is a sight to behold. The layers of ham, salami, and pepperoni are even more glorious than the pink and orange layers of a sunrise. Yeah, the sun's pretty and all that, But in about 7 billion years, it's going to explode, obliterating the Earth and every living thing on it. And if there's no sun, there's no subs. Meanwhile, the only thing a sub ever obliterated was my hunger. Freshly sliced right in front of you. It's a Jersey Mike's thing. A sub above.
Town & Country Foods is a proud supporter of Bobcat Athletics. As a locally owned company, we believe the benefit of buying local helps support the local economies in southwest Montana. Our stores offer great selections of items you need every day, including organics, specialty foods, fresh meats and produce, along with incredible selections from our bakery and deli departments. Town & Country Foods is 100% employee owned and serves southwest Montana with 9 locations. Visit your local Town & Country Foods today. Go Cats!
The Bobcats are proud to present these preferred local partners as members of Bobcat Built, Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems, Bryant, whatever it takes, Carrier Heating and Air Conditioning, Carrier, turn to the experts, Ace Roofing, building Montana strong, one roof at a time, Rivers Landscaping, crafting superior outdoor spaces, and NW Construction, proud to call Bozeman home. Montana State Athletics encourages our fans to choose these local businesses. They are proud local sponsors and demonstrate what it means to be a Bobcat. We are Bobcat Built.
Before we go live with Tayden Gray at Buffalo Wild Wings, we remind you to do more than just cheer for the best team in the Big Sky. Your game day and everyday purchase from MSU Bookstore goes directly to lowering the cost of course materials for all Montana State students. Support students on and off the field by shopping at the MSU Bookstore on campus, in the sub, at Bobcat Stadium, on game days, and 24/7 online at msubookstore.org. All right, before we talk to Tayden, let's pause 10 seconds for our network station identification. This is Cat Chat. We are back live at Buffalo Wild Wings for Cat Chat. Getting a chance now to sit down with nickel, another Texas DB, Tayden Gray. Tayden, how we doing? How we feeling?
Feeling great today.
Yeah, happy to have you here and joining us today. First and foremost, just how you feeling on the field and through the season to this point?
I feel pretty good. Playing my role, being a nickel, playing the position I need to play for the defense, and just making certain plays that need to be made by me.
Yeah, it's that nickel position, man. It's pretty complex. Give us an understanding of just how complex the nickel spot is in the Bobcat defense.
It's basically like a corner safety, but like in certain defenses, we're in a box like a linebacker, so we just got to be able to cover, fit the run, and just make good tackles.
Yeah. Had you played any kind of nickel or anything like this, that position in high school or anything?
No, sir. I only played offense.
Yeah. So you were only an offensive guy in high school?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What positions?
I played running back and receiver.
Okay. Did you have a preference at one or the other?
Running back for sure.
Yeah. You like that. What did you like about being a running back?
Just the physical contact about it, just being able to lower your shoulder and like make a move on somebody and just get in the end zone.
Yeah. So that means, we did see your first interception recently, which was a great moment. We got to see on the return a little bit as well.
Yeah.
Did you start to hone in and remember some of your running back vibes while you're trying to return that one?
Not at the moment. Really should have hit the sideline and got to the end zone, but I just seen my teammate to the left of me try to get a couple blocks and cut it back across the field, but I forgot the receiver was behind me, so it kind of got me back.
Yeah. That was a good moment. Another first for you. You've had a lot of those. We had your first interception there. You had your first sack last year. You had the big play in the semifinal. They call you Big Play Tay.
Yeah.
What's your favorite big play so far that you've made?
I would say last year, South Dakota in the playoffs, the back of the end zone, the tight end, where he had a corner route. He tried to catch it in the 2-yard line. I hit him out of bounds, make the ball come out.
Yeah, that was a big one. That was right down the stretch too,
Yeah.
and that's one I'm sure a lot of people have kind of burned in your memory too.
Yeah.
What do you remember too? I mean, you kind of just called out the route he had, but just what do you remember about the energy of that moment and how big it felt to make a play for your team, for the community, and for the program in a semifinal game?
It was pretty big. It was in the moment it was quiet because it was the biggest play probably of the game to get a stop and get them off the field, get the offense back on the field. So just making that play. Just hearing the atmosphere go crazy was just a great experience.
Yeah. Is there anything that compares to Bobcat Stadium going wild and crazy after a big play?
Nah, nothing at all.
I'm right there with you. All right, I want to go back to high school for you a little bit. We did talk to Coach Vigen some about you only having a chance to play one game your senior year because of the transfer snafu, but just bring us back to that. I imagine for you, an 18-year-old kid, that had to be a real challenge for you.
Yeah, my junior year, we had just won state, and they had fired our head coach. We don't know why, but then we had no opportunity. We had no football team, so most of the players had to transfer. We transferred to another school in the same district, and they UIL me. Basically, you got to play like 365 days in like a public school and able to play the next year. So I had to sit out. Couldn't play football, track, or basketball. So
yeah, what was that like for you mentally, not being able to get out there?
It was pretty hard on my mental. It took a toll for sure. I was down in deep depression, but I turned my head to God, and He just brought me back out of that depression.
Yeah. What were some of the things you were reaching out for and helping to pull you out of what's a really tough thing to handle as an 18-year-old kid?
I just say getting my head in the Bible, praying most of the time, just allowing Him to take over your life. Even if you're like down or don't know what to do, just give it to Him, and He'll make everything go better.
Yeah, and now you're here, and things have come out. What do you remember about how Montana State kind of stayed with you? I imagine, there were a lot of teams excited to watch you play your senior year. I'm sure it kind of took a bite out of your recruiting. So what was it like to have Montana State, and how did they kind of stay on you, and how did they show you the love through that time?
Willie McGarza, he's the one who offered me. He stayed true with me, just even through it. Like, all the coaches were sending me, like, papers and emails and stuff like that, just telling me to keep my head up and keep going. And they always had faith in me to get there and play ball.
Yep, and boy, that faith has certainly been rewarded with everything you've been doing this year, man. It's been a lot of fun to watch your growth over the last 2 years. Last year playing behind Miles Jackson, he's such a steady player last year. What did you take from Miles last season?
Mostly run fits, like learning how to fit the box and being patient in the box and just making perfect form tackles.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah.
And so now you're the guy doing the thing.
Yeah.
One of the things I feel like has kind of stood out for your game this year too is just last year we saw a lot of big flashy plays. This year feels very consistent, very just every single time. And maybe we haven't called your name a ton of times, but it's just because you're doing your job.
Yeah.
How you feeling about in terms of just your consistency, play to play, and making sure that level every snap is as high as it can be?
I feel pretty good. Being consistent is like the top thing of being a nickel, a DB. Consistency is like top of everything. You just got to know how to cover, tackle, and just keep it going every single game.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of it comes into with the preparation as well. Keaton Gillogly had talked to us earlier this year just about how everybody's preparation has continued to improve throughout the year. What about for you? How do you feel like your preparation has continued to improve over the year?
I feel like it's been improving pretty good, yeah. Just preparing pretty good, going over the plays, knowing what the offense is going to do each and every play, third down, first down, P&10, just knowing what routes come out of the formations.
Yeah. How much is that? I mean, it sounds like so much work to have in your head. I mean, how hard is it to just hold all of those thoughts, all of those different things in your head and build that up throughout the week?
It's pretty good. It's pretty hard. It's difficult in a way, but when you go on the field, because sometimes your mind go blank, you just forget everything, and then in that moment, it comes right back to you, so you know what comes out of the plays.
Yeah, that's got to be really just that beautiful flow state when all of a sudden that preparation just comes out. You didn't have to grab it. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing to see. What about for class for you? How you settling in? I mean, you're in your third year now, so how are the academics for you?
It's pretty good. Keeping a good, trying to get a 3.0. Get up there with the other guys in the team, having good grades and stuff. Just trying to work, studying hard, doing good on exams and stuff like that.
Yeah. Any favorite classes you've had?
I'd say kinesiology is like health and fitness principles.
Yeah.
Like strength and conditioning kind of.
Yeah, so you like kind of the way the body works, that sort of thing?
Yeah,
that's fun. Sure. You start to feel it like in your own body, like you're kind of using yourself as a test subject?
Yeah, for sure,
Yeah. I also got to ask you about your hair. Love the colors. Looks great. What's the inspiration? How often are you changing up the colors?
Pretty often, just when I have time to get it done. It just, one day I woke up, I was like, I just wanted to dye my hair and see how it looks, and it came out pretty good.
Yeah, no, I like it. When I was in middle school, I actually dyed my hair a bunch. I did some blue on top. I did some red on top. Just a fun thing. But it does remind me, I mean, I'm a Chicago guy, so it reminds me very much of Dennis Rodman.
Yeah.
Is that an inspiration?
Yeah, I seen on TikTok, I seen like a video of him having like the 23s when Jordan was coming back. I was like, I think I'm going to do that, but I just do it red.
Yeah. You got somebody that does it for you, or you got to do it yourself?
I do it myself.
Oh, okay. All right. So you could be kinesiology, you could be a hair salon stylist. You got the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. You got to know what you're going to be doing next yet, or you're going to rock with this for a bit?
FTG for the Grizz game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got to keep it going.
Yeah.
All right, well, the next game we've got coming up is at Northern Colorado, another team that can really sling it. We've seen a lot of great quarterbacks, a lot of great teams these last couple of weeks. Give us a feel. What are some of the things we're looking for in this matchup with Northern Colorado?
Really just eliminating the verticals, the quick passing games and stopping the run, basically.
Yeah, all right. Eliminate the verticals, stop the run, and go get a dub, and then we get to get back home. How excited to get back home here. We've been away for a long time. How excited to get back home at Bobcat Stadium?
It's pretty good. It's going to be real exciting. Just knowing the fans, what they bring to the game, the energy they bring is just so amazing.
Yeah, it's awesome, man, especially for you guys on defense.
Yes,
you really
sir.
get it when it gets going.
Yeah, sure.
All right, well, Tayden Gray, thank you for taking some time. Thank you for sticking through it during that high school career, man, and we're all excited for what you got in store, both in hair color and on the field.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
All right, Tayden Gray, we're taking a break. Ryland Schlepp's joining us after this. We're live from Buffalo Wild Wings. This is Cat Chat, presented by Learfield.
We focus on youth sports because we truly believe that youth are the foundation of Montana's future. I think nothing improves your mental health and well-being and your physical health and well-being than being outside, active, talking to other people, and socializing in an environment like that. Learning teamwork, learning leadership skills, resiliency. As a company, we're deeply invested in our communities, not just our members.
No matter how far you may go, there's always one just down the road. Town Pump, who pump it up, pump it up.
Town of Pump is excited to once again sponsor the Brawl of the Wild Rivalry Series between Montana State and the University of Montana. Look for special Brawl of the Wild promotions throughout the year at your local Town Pump.
Town Pump, right down the road, pump it up, oh yeah.
Montana holds some of the greatest hunting in the country, and much of that occurs on private land. Access to private land is a key part of hunting and wildlife management, but that access is at risk with every gate left open, piece of litter left behind, or torn up ag field from someone driving where they weren't allowed. As hunters and guests in Montana, we must do better. Get familiar with Montana's block management program and follow the rules for every block management area you hunt, because we either do better or we'll lose access. It's that simple. It's up to us. Respect access, protect the hunt.
Preparation. It's the key to success on game day. And like your favorite Bobcats on the field, you need to be ready right from the opening kickoff. Cenex has your pregame routine covered. We've got your salty snacks, your sweet treats, ice-cold beverages to wash them down, and fresh tanks of propane to fire up the grill. Fuel your fandom at your local Cenex station. Bobcat Pride, powered locally.
The air was thick with desire as he said those 23 magic words every woman longs to hear. Buffalo Wild Wings Go will give you 10 free boneless wings when you spend $15 or more and use promo code GOBONELESS. Say it again, she begged. He indulged. Buffalo Wild Wings Go will give... Okay, I need a break. This novel's got me sweating and hungry. Buffalo Wild Wings. Let's go sports bar.
At participating locations for a limited time only when you order in the BWW web or app.
Debilitating joint pain can keep you from doing the things you love most. At Bozeman Health Spine and Joint Institute, we take a holistic approach to your orthopedic surgery, combining state-of-the-art orthopedic capabilities with whole health optimization. We'll work with you to identify and address any medical issues prior to your surgery. Our optimized health approach ensures your surgery is just the beginning of a new, pain-free life. Explore more at bozemanhealth.org/SJI.
Hey, Bobcat fans. Want to make a real difference in the lives of Montana State student-athletes? The Bobcat Collective is your chance to do just that. By joining as a member or becoming a business partner, you're directly supporting our athletes through NIL opportunities, helping them succeed both on and off the field. Whether you're an individual looking to become a member or a business ready to partner with us, every contribution empowers our Bobcats to reach their full potential. Visit BobcatCollective.com to learn more and sign up today. Together, we can elevate our athletes and the entire Bobcat community. Go Cats, go!
We are back live at Buffalo Wild Wings for Cat Chat, which is the official radio show of Head Coach Brent Vigen and Bobcat Athletics, which you can enjoy over wings and beer every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. only at Buffalo Wild Wings. I'm Keaton Gillogly, joined now by tight end and former Gallatin Raptor, Ryland Schlepp. Ryland, how we doing? How we feeling?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. A nice round of applause. I'm sure a lot of people here watched you play in high school as well, but just how nice is it to be able to play, 2 miles from your high school stadium every Saturday during the football season?
Oh, it's great. You know a lot of people that come to the games and staying in town. That's what I wanted to do.
Yeah. So how much were you thinking about going out, or were you fully set on wanting to stay where your friends and family can see you play?
I mean, I think earlier in the recruiting process, I was definitely open to whatever the best opportunity was. But growing up in Montana, and especially graduating here in town, I knew Montana State was a front runner.
Yep, and now you're one of the front runners here with Montana State, which is fun to watch. But you also have the great. You're going to be the trivia answer to a trivia question forever. You scored the first Division I touchdown by a Gallatin Raptor, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
That was back in 2023, and it was a touchdown reception from Jordan Reed, now the wide receiver. It was his only touchdown pass of his quarterbacking portion of his career. Take us back. Remind us a little bit about that Gold Rush game against Utah Tech.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet. That was my first time running out and seeing all the fans all decked out in gold. And when we called that play, it was a naked play, so I had the over out and then saw kind of the space, and Jordan threw a great ball. And when I kind of fell into the end zone, it was a good experience, finally getting your first touchdown and hearing the crowd roar, even though, we were up by quite a bit against Utah Tech at that point. But it was something I'll never forget.
Yeah. Did you know you were going to be you were the first one to score a D1 touchdown like that?
I did not until someone told me a week later.
Yeah, that makes sense. It was kind of early there, so but certainly a cool moment and cool to see the way both high schools are continuing to improve and get better. For you were a part of that first team, right?
Yep.
Yeah. What was that like, just setting up a football program kind of from scratch?
It was really tough. I remember the weight room wasn't quite done yet, summer going into my junior year, so we had to work out at the pit in town with actually Coach Herron, before he was strength coach at MSU. And, that was still kind of during COVID, so there was still restriction on what all we could do. But we also didn't have any seniors at all. They were still at Bozeman High. So we were dealing with a really young team. And, that first year we were definitely playing against really good competition like Billings West and playing against Paul Broad. I remember we lost 70-0 in that game. But getting able to, win that first win against Belgrade was something special, definitely the highlight of my high school football career. And, they've taken off since, and they're a great program now.
Yeah, and now that crosstown game is certainly one that's circled on a lot of people's calendars from year to year. How many other guys do you remember going up against? You mentioned going against Paul Brott in high school. How many of the other guys were you going up against in high school?
Caden, Taco. I still sometimes give Taco crap about, they used to run a bunch of jet sweeps with him in high school, and all week we were preparing for it. And when I was playing defensive end, and I knew when he was going to motion, he was going to get the jet, and I tackled him on it. So that's one of my claim to fames. But, also playing, Kenny in high school, and then Luke Feddick, who was on the team for a little while. But we always give each other a good banner.
Yeah, I love that. All right, well, you got tackling Taco Dowler is something to write on your tombstone. It's hard to do.
Very hard to do.
But no, that's cool to see and fun to see. And for you too, how many different high schools did you actually go to?
I went to 3.
Okay, what were they?
Glacier High School in Kalispell, then Bozeman High, and then Gallatin.
Right. So you grew up north around Kalispell?
I did. Yep.
Yeah. What did you like growing up? About growing up there?
I mean, everything. There's two ski hills you can ski on. Definitely, obviously, the outdoors, fishing, hunting. Those are what I grew up doing my whole life and still do to this day.
Yeah. Tell us a little bit about your hunting life. It's probably hard to get out there now that you're playing D1 football, but I don't know, you got any big, nice hunting memories, big trips, some of your favorites?
So we have a family ranch up in north central Montana around Augusta and Conrad, and that's where I normally do my hunting because it's got to be pretty quick. So I enjoy hunting whitetail, and I went up during our bye week and scouted. Just, I needed to get out and look around, and there was plenty of deer. So hopefully I'm able to go back here eventually.
Yeah. What kind of hunting are you doing? Are you doing bow? Are you doing rifle? What do you got?
I do rifle. I think definitely when I'm, in the future I'll get into bow, but I really don't have time, especially with football, to go out in August and September. But and it's easier with a rifle. So.
Yeah, I imagine the learning how to bow shoot too, as well as like that's time consuming. You know, people who have done it and just kind of what it takes to get good at it.
Yeah, I know quite a few people that actually bow hunt, and the one thing they do say, it definitely takes time, but also it's obviously a closer shot, which makes a moment a lot more special, I feel like. So I'm excited to get that opportunity.
Yeah, well, at some point, I'm sure you will, and it's a cool thing. Who is the best hunter on the team? If somebody had to go figure out a way, and the grocery stores were closed for a week, who's going to be able to eat?
I'd say Tommy Nilsson, just because he hunts everything. You know, he's killed a moose, he duck hunts, he does everything, all animals. And so I definitely think he'd have the best chance.
All right, Tommy Nielsen, one of the offensive linemen. I like that. That's a good one. So always good to know who's out there doing that. You mentioned the ranch as well. You know, one of the things I've been asked about a bunch lately is like, man, how exhausting is crossover season for you? It's got to be really, really hard. And it's challenging, sure, but the thing that I'm always remembering and like remind people is sitting on a plane and it's not as difficult as it is to ranch and grow our food. You're the one who can confirm that. Way more difficult to be in the field than sitting on a plane, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
What did you like about farming, ranching? What's some of your favorite parts about that?
I'd say everything you do, it's your job to, if you need to feed cows, you got to feed cows or else they're going to die. You need to vaccinate them, stuff like that. You're in charge of, growing your crops, planting all year. And, if it doesn't work out, at the end of the day, it's on you. And I kind of contribute that to football as well. You're only doing your 1/11th, and it's your job to do. And if you don't execute, it's not gonna go our way.
Yeah. Who are the bigger ranchers in your family? Like, who are you learning from, and what are their skill sets?
Definitely my aunt and uncle for sure. They have a small business as well on the side called Montana Seeds, where they grow sandfoin and sell it all over the country. It's a great feed for cattle because cow can eat it and they won't bloat like they do from alfalfa. So definitely spending time with him, which I have basically every summer. Ever since I was little, I was always riding with him and, just teaching me what hard work is at the same time as well.
Yeah, that's cool and always interested to hear about that. And so you're kind of studying some of this with your degree, is that right?
Yep, I'm studying agriculture, business, and economics.
All right. What are you learning? Anything interesting of note from that? I'm sure it's a fascinating business to try to get to know, especially as it continues to change.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot more money related than I think a lot of people think. I think people just think generally you just plant the crops and hope it grows, but there's a lot of prices that are involved with it, and it's important to keep track of those input costs so you're able to make money and not go bankrupt.
Yeah, that's a good thing to have. Well, that's fun to hear about and very, very cool. But, talking some Bobcat football here as well. We had Rocky Lencioni up here last week. Obviously, Hunter Province working his way back. Have you guys welcomed Dylan Rollins in as a tight end yet?
A little bit. He likes to have his claim to fame, but, he's definitely been a big part the past couple weeks playing that other tight end in the sets we've ran, but not quite yet.
Yeah. He's still got a little work to do to be considered part of the pack.
Yeah.
What about Luvens Nelson, another guy we saw get on the field a little bit more? What's it like watching him continue to grow?
Oh, it's been great to see him continue to grow. I think he's made huge strides from especially where he was last year, but let alone from where we were in fall camp. He's probably one of the most athletic tight end we have on the roster, and just kind of seeing things start to click for him has been great to see. He's always eager to learn, ask questions, and he's just an enjoyment guy to be around. He's always smiling and having a good time, so it's cool to see him finally get on the field a little bit.
Yeah, it's fun to watch the way the room has continued to grow and evolve, and obviously there's a lot of Bozeman kids in it, but, Valson, of course, is coming from the Pacific Northwest. But what's it like for you, taking what you learned from some of those other guys, your Snells, your Pickerings, your Lonergans, everybody that was ahead of you? What are some of the key tenets you took from them that are now really a big part of your football life?
Just what the tight ends have always hung our hat on, which is physicality in the run game, and because we're asked to do a lot of different things, motions and do a lot of different stuff than a lot of other programs, as well as playmaking ability, just always being ready for your moment for when that time comes and making the big-time play. But just primarily just being a lunch pail guy, working hard for the offense and, just being a big part of it like we are.
Yeah. We talked to Jordan Walsh, the tight end coach for the Bobcat Insider podcast this week, which is out now. Had to record that a little bit later than usual this week because of a football or a basketball fundraiser last night. But that is out now with tight ends coach Jordan Walsh. It's been fun to get to know him the last couple of years. Where does he excel as a coach?
I think he excels in multiple different facets. I think he's a coach that is very relatable in our personal lives. Just his experience he had growing up and as well as his playing time at Iowa. And as far as a football coach, we prioritize the fundamentals. We do the same drills every single day, and that starts in fall camp and is going through now. He really preaches hard work ethic, always just finishing the play because you never know when that ball is going to spit out, and we're going to need to cover downfield. So, whether it's Taco, Adam, Julius, Justin, whoever has the ball, that they're going to be able to score for sure.
Yeah. Does it get boring going through the same routine, the same drills day in, day out, practice after practice?
Not anymore. We're used to it now, and we know what to expect. And those key drills that we do, that's really all we need to do. It's working in the run game, tight wide reach, top of the routes, working perimeter as well. And just being able to, hone in on those skills definitely translates to the field, and I think that's all we need to do.
Yeah. It's interesting that the more you do the same thing over and over again, it got less boring for you?
Yeah.
Yeah, just because it's going to work and it's important?
Yeah. I've seen it firsthand with myself and other guys in the room that the stuff we do translates to the football field.
Yeah, it's amazing how that proof of concept really helps you go through drills. All right, two more for you. Rohan Jones playing with Arkansas right now. He's got, 12 catches, over 400 yards, 3 touchdowns. How much you talking to Rohan, and what's he saying? What's life in the SEC like from his perspective?
I talk to him probably every 2 weeks. I talked to him last week, so I haven't talked to him yet about the big game he just had. But it's definitely more – I'd say more of like a business at that level. Guys are just trying to get theirs. So the camaraderie is not quite there, but, he's definitely playing against the best players in the entire country. And just talking to him, he plays Ole Miss one week, and then he's playing Tennessee the other week. So it's definitely a jump, he says, but he's having a good time.
Yeah, that's cool to hear, and we're certainly wishing him luck as we go forward. All right, finally, Northern Colorado is coming up next. Cam Chapa's one of the best safeties in the league, number 13 for them. But just in general, what are we looking for? What do you guys need to do to be successful coming up on Saturday?
I think just focus in on each and every play, not get too ahead of ourselves. They got a good defense. They fly around. They're physical, and we're just going to play Bobcat football, and that's ripping off the ball, being physical, doing our 111th, and we'll be in a good position.
All right, we're looking forward to it up in Greeley for the noon kickoff on Saturday. Ryland Schlepp, appreciate the time and the insight today, man.
Thank you.
All right, that's Ryland Schlepp. We're taking a break. We're live from Buffalo Wild Wings. This is Cat Chat, presented by Learfield.
Revelry is your neighborhood eatery, here to serve a wholesome and savory palate that celebrates Montana roots with fresh, locally sourced ingredients. We revel in a natural and energetic habitat that livens any day. We serve Bozeman's best pizzas, sandwiches, pastas, and salads in a comfortable environment with 2 amazing patios. We love hosting Bobcats old and new. Check us out at 24 North Tracy or online at revelrymt.com. Go Cats, go!
Town & Country Foods is a proud supporter of Bobcat Athletics. As a locally owned company, we believe the benefit of buying local helps support the local economies in southwest Montana. Our stores offer great selections of items you need every day, including organics, specialty foods, fresh meats and produce, along with incredible selections from our bakery and deli departments. Town & Country Foods is 100% employee-owned and serves southwest Montana with 9 locations. Visit your local Town & Country Foods today. Go Cats!
The Bobcats are proud to present these preferred local partners as members of Bobcat Built, Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems, Bryant, whatever it takes, Carrier Heating and Air Conditioning, Carrier, turn to the experts, Ace Roofing, building Montana strong, one roof at a time, Rivers Landscaping, crafting superior outdoor spaces, and NW Construction, proud to call Bozeman home. Montana State Athletics encourages our fans to choose these local businesses. They are proud local sponsors and demonstrate what it means to be a Bobcat. We are Bobcat Built.
Ready to build your brand? Think Inc. outside the box for your complete branding solutions. Located in Bozeman, Montana, we offer a full print shop for banners, signs, wraps, trade show booths and graphics, promotional products, and much more. If you can think it, we can ink it. We are a proud supporter and corporate sponsor of the MSU Bobcats. Like us on Facebook to see some of our cat wraps. Ready to build your brand? Think Inc. and call us at 406-922-6462 or visit us on the web at inkoutside.com.
Quitting smoking, vaping, or chew isn't easy because nicotine is extremely addictive. Plus, everyone's different. What worked for me may not work for you. That's where Quit Now Montana comes in. And it's free. You get a quit coach and a custom quit plan tailored to you, including free nicotine replacement therapy, patches, gum, or lozenges. Bottom line, Quit Now Montana works. Time to make it work for you. Call 1-800-QUIT-NOW or go to quitnowmontana.com to get started today. Montana Department of Public Health and Human Services.
For more than 25 years, Amy Sayer has provided the highest level of service in the real estate industry in the Gallatin Valley. In conjunction with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services Montana Properties, Amy and her team are committed to providing the very best experience for their clients and customers through sound guidance and excellence in service. So if you're thinking of buying or selling or have questions about our current real estate market, call Amy Sayer or visit amysayer.com.
We are back live at Buffalo Wild Wings one final time for Cat Chat. We're getting set for this matchup with Northern Colorado coming up on Saturday. It is a noon kickoff over in Greeley. And then men's basketball starts at 7 o'clock in Boulder against Colorado. That's a 7 o'clock tip-off there. And then women's basketball starts next week, Tuesday, November 4th, 7 o'clock against Carroll College. They do have an exhibition tomorrow, though, over at the Brick. So looking ahead now, presented by Vance Thompson Vision. Coach getting ready to go for this Northern Colorado team. Starting on the defensive side, Cam Champa, another strong safety for them. They've had a kind of a weird year, really. They've only had one loss this year that has been by more than one touchdown so far. So they've had a heck of a season so far.
Yeah, very competitive. They're doing it on both sides of the ball. Defensively, they're very aggressive as far as how they want to play. A lot of man coverage. They got a big front seven, all that good stuff. Chop is the last line of defense, and he covers a lot of ground. So our offense is going to have to be on point to have the success we need.
On the offensive side, they've got some great receivers and really a good quarterback there, too. Carver Cheeks, he's the guy who's been very, very good for them. Number 3, he's been putting up huge numbers so far. How are they getting the football to Cheeks and some of these big play receivers they've got?
Well, they're taking a shot at him every opportunity they get. Anytime he's in a one-on-one matchup, you can suspect that there's a good chance the ball's going to go there, and he's made more of those plays than he hasn't. Opposite him, they have Monroe, who's number 1, and he doesn't have quite the numbers, but he's dangerous in his own right. They get the ball to their tight ends and their back. So, good distribution of the ball, but Cheeks is he's the focal point, 50-plus catches, 800-plus yards at this point. Yeah,
Braden Monroe had a big 51-yard touchdown reception this last week as well in a tight game against UC Davis. And they really are coming along under Ed Lamb now over these last couple of years. What are you seeing in just the way the program's been built and how they're kind of getting this thing going? Always nice to see other programs kind of find a little traction.
Yeah, I think as an experienced head coach, he knew how to do it. And at the same time, he knew it might be painful. You build it from the ground up. You recruit high school guys. You recruit the region. And he's done that. And those guys that you mentioned, they're for the most part, they're local guys. They've certainly had a few transfers here and there, but they're doing it with guys that are growing up in that program, and now they're reaping the benefits of those guys being in that program multiple years.
All right, well, we're looking forward to it. That's coming up for the noon kickoff. We'll be on the air at 11 o'clock, traveling on Halloween. So you're not making like the guys dress up in Halloween costumes or anything?
We are not. No, that's a great idea, but boy, that's one more thing to pack for everybody, and they can hardly get their stuff there the way it is, so we'll just make it easy on them.
When was the last time you dressed up for Halloween?
Oh, I think in college. I mean, that's a long time ago.
All right, well, that's good to know. All right, that wraps up here at Cat Chat today. We'll be back again next week. We're on the air at 11 a.m. on Saturday for the noon kickoff. Thank you to Tayden Gray and Ryland Schlepp. For head coach Brent Vigen, I'm Keaton Gillogly saying so long, and we'll talk on Saturday. This has been Cat Chat, presented by Learfield.
You've been listening to Cat Chat.